How's it going, Apex fam? Welcome into another solo trials, not team trials. I'll tell you what though, something interesting about the team trials. This week's team trials, we've already done. We've already got a video, so it's one less thing for me to have to do. One less video to have to make for the week. It's Oil Bando 05, which we've seen before. I will leave a link in the description below to the trials for the tutorial for that particular trials track. It's a fun one. The only difference really with that this week is that it is set in the daytime rather than the nighttime that we're used to, which I'm guessing is probably something to do with the HolyBro and the AULINE branding is a little bit more visible in the day. Actually, hold on a minute. I was having a think, right, the other day about this whole environment thing. I thought, you know what? It's a bit boring, isn't it? Come with me. This seems a bit more fun. Welcome in, everybody, to this week's solo trials. I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Matt Andrews. He's a little bit, well, he's a bit still, but yeah, I thought this would be kind of fun, especially with the DCL season coming up soon. I thought, you know what, let's cast at the desk, shall we? So, my name's FLYAPEX. You may know me from such places as the Team Trials leaderboard and the Solo Trials leaderboard and the Instagram account and the Apex webcast, etc, etc. I figured, let's make this a bit more fun for the upcoming DCL season. And I'm going to sit at the DCL commentary desk. I'm going to try my hand. You know, it seems quite nice here. I've got my little area here that I can put things like this. Okay, well, maybe not. But I'm trying a few different things. I'm messing around. I'm having fun with the green screen. So yeah, we'll hop into this little scene every now and then, I guess, especially if we're streaming. I think this could be kind of fun. Anyway, look, without further ado, let's get into the game. That was a bit of a mess around. I apologize for that. I'm just humor me. I'm living my fantasy right now. Solo trials. Sandbox 06, HolyBro AULINE. Let's get into this. This is a difficult track, but it's one that we've flown before, like a few times here and there. It's popped up in the team trials and the solo trials over the course of the last year. Pretty simple off the rip. It's an through the middle, under, through the middle, and then over the top. This is a good place to grind out some stuff. I was chatting with Eula from Apex over Discord this week, checking out a track that he's building. And yeah, one thing that I really found was, obviously, you know, we're kind of messing around in terms of like the higher level pilots. These guys want a challenge, right? And what is more challenging than real super close proximity flying? And this is a fantastic place to practice that, because you've got to get really low to the ground to go through these little sort of bottom parts of the gates. One thing I like to do, or liked to do, when I was learning kind of really close proximity flying, and I'm still by no means a pro, is just fly close to the floor, like fly really close to the floor. You can gauge your kind of altitude by checking out the sides of the gates and stuff like that. But then when you feel confident at going fast along the floor, you can really start pushing it just through the bottoms of these gates. It's difficult, of course it is, but it helps you practice your yaw turns. You know, you can do left, you can do right, whatever kind of works for you. Pre-turning, a little bit of that, and then just kind of practice trying to go from underneath to over the top. So over the top, go underneath this one, over the top of that one, underneath this one. Trying to dial in your pre-turns. I can't remember. Did we go underneath? I can't remember. But it's a good little place to just get used to mucking around and flying really close proximity. You can also use these to really get close to the bottom parts. Obviously, there's these big kind of feet that poke out. But if you ignore those, you can kind of just get used to. I mean, this is a super tight sort of area to be flying around in. But it's good, and it'll pay dividends, as you'll see later on in this track, where we've got like a 4-gate spiral ladder gate thing that I don't know the name of. Funnily enough, Mike Chen, props to you for popping up into the comments on YouTube the other week, talking about pre-turning. The whole idea of, if you're kind of pre-turning, you're obviously, the idea is you're turning before you hit the gate, you're coming off the throttle, just blipping off the throttle. Oh, we're stuck. Hello. Yeah, just kind of blipping off the throttle as you go through these gates to kind of flick yourself around, but keep traveling in the direction you want to go. Mike made a really good point of, if you pre-turn too early, it's a really cheeky little idea of just popping off the throttle. If you feel like you come off too early, when you come off the throttle, you will still keep traveling in that same direction, right? Because you're not putting in any other inputs on the throttle. The throttle's what makes you go in a direction. You can see, like, I'm moving in directions. Whereas if I come off the throttle, it doesn't matter what way I turn with my roll and my pitch or my yaw, I still travel in the same direction, right? I don't know the technical. I'm sure there's a technical physics word for it that I can't remember from school. But you maintain that trajectory, right? I'm still going in the exact same direction. So if you feel like you've pre-turned too early for something, maybe not with gates like this, because your altitude will still drop, right? You'll still drop out of the sky. But with a lot of gates, like the cones and just generally kind of going around obstacles and stuff, if you found you've pre-turned too early, come off the throttle for a little bit longer, and that'll keep you going in the direction that you feel like you need to be going, and it'll give you time to just kind of float through whatever it is backwards and then get back on the throttle and carry on. So props to Mike for that tip. That was inspired. There was a clever little thought process there, and it's something that I think a lot of us do. We don't even realize we're doing it. But little things like that. If you guys have got any tips, totally drop them in the comments, because I can't remember everything, and I certainly don't profess to know everything either. So yeah, if you guys have got any hints and tips, anything that you think would help out, drop them in the comments, and we'll get to helping other pilots to learn the ways of flying fast. Not all about full stick. We used to think it was, but now we know it's not. So anyway, back to the guide. So it's through the middle, under, pre-yaw turn that, back through, and then over the top. This is something you really want to practice grinding out. Don't, whatever you do, roll without any yaw as you pre-turn this, because you will hit the arms of your quad. But I think it's a very tight gap to go through there. Oh, we did it that time. I find if I roll too much without the yaw, then I tend to bash the arms of my quad on the underside of those gates. So lots of yaw, and it also kind of helps you punch it through there. As we come over here, follow the line, but you don't have to go quite as far out as the line goes. You'll probably find you do when the pressure's on and you're actually putting a lap in. But you can cut it a little bit tighter. I think the pros are really kind of sneaking through there and making this one big kind of seamless left-hand turn. I like to kind of come in over the top, spot my exit, keep the throttle pinned to maximum, and try and sneak through the first gap in the gate that I see. Don't worry about coming over and kind of lining it up and punching through it straight. Doesn't matter if you go a little bit wide over here, because you can tighten that turn up as you go. Just one thing to bear in mind, it's difficult to practice this section if you go through the gate, because the line will disappear. So if you want to be practicing that with the line, just bear it in mind that you don't want to go through the gate, which I appreciate is kind of counterproductive, because that's the whole point of practicing this line. But you'll get it. Anyway, this bit here, again, you can pre-turn this, get really tight, and then just flick yourself through. It's a lot of roll through there, really. There's not much yaw. But it's a really fun section. It's probably my favourite section of the track, just that kind of big left yawy, rolly, not too much yaw, but rolly, flippy turn as we go through there. Again, you just want to keep it as tight as you possibly can. I find this bit is far more easy to keep tight than this particular bit. But, you know, if you're modulating the throttle, blipping it as you come through, you know, don't forget you come around here, you're kind of pre-turning off the throttle. Not necessarily the whole way off the throttle, but enough that it kind of slows you down and allows you to really flick through there. This bit's quite flowy. One thing I have thought about really with this is it's easy to come through here and kind of switch back, but you notice you kind of stall out a little bit, right? You get that sort of almost like prop wash kind of effect as you come through here. You're going into your own wake. And you can see there's a tiny little judder in the frames. Keep this smooth. If you can keep this turn really smooth, and this turn, using that yaw, feeding that in, that will save you a few tenths, if not a second or so. Keep it tight, and just keep it flowy. You can hear it in the sound that the motors make. You're not kind of getting that, you know what I mean, right? Makes sense? Kind of. So yeah, keep that tight. Don't go too high. This cone here in particular is very easy to accidentally miss because you'll come over and you'll be like, oh yeah, I hit it. And it won't ping because you've just kind of, you're too high or whatever else. So keep it relatively low. Aim for the tops of those cones. That's kind of my best advice there. Again, that one's pretty simple. This is the difficult bit, as you can see. What they've done is to make this wider, they've used two of the same asset, which is fine. Like, you know, I don't mind that. But it does cause some issues with the collision detection because you'll go through the first one and you tend to kind of clip on the second one sometimes. Or maybe that's just me and I'm just getting salty. But this is, again, as per usual, these ladder gates are a fantastic place to grind for close proximity flying. I don't profess to be any good at this at all. You'll see on my lap for the week that I go very, very wide when I'm I'm in a high pressure environment with these. So, but yeah, you can practice going up and down. That's always a good drill. Don't get too dizzy. If you feel like you're getting dizzy, just start going the other way. In fact, I probably would have preferred it if they'd done it this way around, to be honest, because, you know, left-hand turns, but whatever. Float back over here, line that up, and then it's on to lap 2. And of course, it is a 3-lap race this week, so bear that in mind. Well, hey, good fun. Love that bit. Yeah, 3 laps, so you're going to have to make sure you nail this gate 3 times, which is the most difficult bit for me. You can see. Coming over here is not too bad. You've just got to really remember to think about lining it up for the next gate as you do, but you can spot it pretty easy. The HolyBro, the AULINE gates, sorry, are relatively easy to see compared to perhaps the HolyBro, black and blue HolyBro ones, which I find a little bit difficult to see sometimes, but you can see plenty of yaw. Whoop, almost too much there. And then straight into the finish gate. 10 minutes 39. Beat that! I dare you. Yeah. Anyway, let's give this a few runs. See how it goes. Obviously, unlimited runs this week. Like I say, I don't know if I like that or if I don't. I kind of do, but then part of me is like, oh, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be sat here and it's going to be all, oh, come on, just one more go. And I'll probably spend most of my week on this. My free time anyway. Grinding. Also, anyone else experiencing issues with the servers at the moment for DCL? My load times for leaderboard data seems so slow. Am I going to have to just do some filler here? Let's go back to the studio. So I'm going to sit here with Matt whilst we wait for the game to load in. Yeah, Matt, what do you think of this track?
Oh, well, yeah, I think it's really good. It's a really interesting track, lots of interesting sections in it, and yeah, we're having a really good time.
So, Matt, are you going to sing for us at any point this season? I know you sung towards the end of last season. Was pretty nice. It was great for everyone to hear. Was it "We Were the Champions"?
Yeah, I've got a really beautiful singing voice, but I don't like to sing too much because you know, I don't want to kind of ruin the effect, you know, if everyone gets too used to it. So we save it for special occasions.
Well, that's great, Matt. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. And I think it's about time we jump back into DCL the game. Oh, there you go. Nice to hear from Matt there. Hey, look, at least it gives us something to do whilst we wait for these menus to load. Ah, see, there you go. Too much roll, clipping an arm. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Huh. Right, nice. Swoopy, I can see my ghost. Missed the gate. Did we? Really? I don't think we did. Never mind. So smooth and controlled around there. Line up that one. Hit this one. Nope. Hit this one. Nope. Hit this one. Nope. About this one. Whoa, nearly. Oh my days. The excitement is real. Nailed it. Lap 2. Come on. Crash. No. Crash. No. Crash. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. One day I won't crash. Stands to be a fine thing, right? Ooh, that was a bit squirty. Might give this another go. Get him. Like, I'm feeling this a little more now. Like a little, just a little. Minute 14. What's the best? 13. Oh, okay. There's time in this. There's time in this. We're only 16 minutes in. We just got to wait for the leaderboard to load, obviously, because, you know, that's how this works. So, yeah. How did everyone get on with drafts and the qualification track? I actually qualified. I was quite hungover, and yeah, that was a thing. But I made top 100 and I got onto the qualification list, so I was pretty chuffed with that. How did you guys do? Nate, I'm looking at you. You had a pretty good time. If I remember rightly, you were like 50 something on the boards. That's pretty cool to see. And if you guys get signed for a team, which team would you most like to fly for? Why? Answers in the comments below. And no favoritism. I know it would be great to fly for Apex, but you know what? You know what the deal is with this year. We're sitting it out, flying in real life rather than. No! How dare you! Flying IRL because got to take the fight to the skies against X-Blades next season, and super important that the guys get the stick time in. I don't know what the deal is with. I'll tell you what. I'm not waiting through another loading thing. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with rosters for next season. I'm guessing with it hopefully being like a VGC / IRL combo. DCL really want to push that. Do you guys think teams are going to start looking at having different rosters? Like, are we going to see the video game pilots on one roster and then some IRL pilots on another and then some sort of bleed between the two, I guess? Like, obviously, like Apex, for example, like you've got Andreas, who's absolute fire on the sim, but also absolute fire IRL. Would be kind of cool to see if there was like two rosters. Plus, it's more opportunity for people to fly for teams, right? You don't have to necessarily be like perfect IRL in order to fly for a team. I mean, I've certainly never flown like a proper race in real life. I mean, I've raced my quad around the garden. I've never been to like a multi-GP event. I've never been to any kind of actual real life race. I just haven't had the chance, especially with the pandemic. You know, I'm kind of capable in game. Says. I like to think I am. I'm not awful. Like top 100 normally. I think I got 60th this week. Ah, man. I think I got last week. I think I got 60th, which is pretty good for me. Alpha Prop as well. Represent. We got P11 last week after P9 and a P6 the week before. Obviously, the DCL teams are back in flying again at the moment. So it's kind of difficult to hit up the leaderboards as an amateur team when you're up against the pros who are out in force, obviously training for the DCL season. See, this is where I'm always getting hooked up on this track. That double gate always, like, I can make it through the first section, but then the second half of it, if that makes any sense, I normally get caught up on, so bit of a pain, but it is what it is. Speedy boy, speedy boy, speedy boy, yes! Let's go! Lap 2. Always a little bit wide over there for some reason. Oh, no! I'm determined to get, like, a run. Like, a clean run. You know? I flew this for an hour before, and I think the closest I got was my fastest time. But it's not where I want to be, you know? It's not quite there yet. Like, I felt like I wasn't really very flowy through that section, I don't think. Oh man, that was wide. Nerve shredding stuff. We still got one lap to go after this one if we make it. Yeah, I felt like this section I was very punchy. Nice, nice. I was very kind of like, you know how you get that kind of staccato, like, huh, 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 on the throttle? Oh, no! We killed it, we killed it! Ah, oh, last lap. Every time. F's in chat. Rip that run. See, this is the problem with grindy tracks, right? Is that you end up grinding them. Like, this could easily be like a 3-hour video. And I would quite happily do that if I had 3 hours. But unfortunately, I don't. Although, saying that, we'll be hopefully Twitch streaming very soon. I say that every week. I just, at the moment, work is absolutely hectic. So I'm kind of struggling to find the time to dedicate to streaming, which really sucks because I enjoy streaming an awful lot. And it's nice to kind of interact with you guys on a kind of live sort of setting, if that makes any sense. Like, comments on YouTube and stuff are great, but it's nice to actually just sit back, take some time, just chill out, fly some DCL, and oh! That's amazing! Whoa, it was like a second off. Absolute pog champ. Wow, I mean, we don't even need to spectate it. We've already seen it. Matt, what did you think of that? That was pretty good, man. The first time ever, I think, that we've set a fastest lap on the track guide. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, well, that was amazing actually. Yeah, really, really good. I mean, if I've a bit of a sore throat this week, but if I didn't, I'd probably sing for you to congratulate you on your victory.
Well, thanks, Matt. It's been a long time coming. It's been a good few weeks. Yeah, so definitely something to be proud of. Guys, back to normal me in the regular chat studio thing. Hi. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed my little interviews with Matt throughout the thing. I'm going to try and do some more interesting stuff through these, and I'm going to try and get live streaming. I promise. I'm going to try and get on Twitch some more over the coming weeks. Work is kind of gradually dying down, so fingers crossed. Anyway, look, Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop your comments below. If you've got any suggestions, any helpful hints and tips for other pilots, drop them down below. Follow Apex Community on Facebook, on Instagram, Apex Drone Racing. Follow me, follow Asylum. Check out the webcast from this last month. We had DCL Filippo come in for a chat. It was absolutely incredible. Honestly, the guy is so funny. Employee of the year, absolutely. So look, thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget the team trials. Team trials is below. I'll leave a link below for the team trials this week. And I shall catch you guys in the next one. Fly safe, fly fast, fly Apex. See ya!